Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to another Adobe Live here from the UK. Now, if you're watching us on YouTube, that's just fine. You can do that if you like, but you won't be able to get involved in the chat. So come along and join us on behance.net/Adobe Live so you can chat away to everyone and ask questions of our amazing guest, who this week is Caroline Dietl. How are you doing, Caroline?
Hi, Tony. I'm doing extremely well. How are you?
I am good. Thank you very much for asking. I have been looking forward to this because, as I said to you in the green room earlier, it's a little bit like full circle for me. You're doing now what I was doing when I started out. So, it's kind of interesting stuff. And is that what we're going to be doing today? What are we going to do today?
Well, I was going to do something slightly different from what I was showing the last time, because I did just like a very punky photocopy type of style. Yeah. But I've also been loving a more mid-century 60s take on that. So that's something that I wanted to try, especially now for the festivities and all of that.
Cool.
So yeah, that's what I'm doing. We have a lot of time today, so I'm going to show how I do some funky gradient maps to get some funky effects and all of that. So yeah, nice. Really exciting.
It's gonna be really good. I am looking forward to it. Kind of a nice, relaxed time here. Let's have a look at who we've got in the chat, because as you know from your last visit here, Caroline, we have a really good core of people who come along every day. We've got Andreas here. Guten Tag, Andreas, from over in that there Germany, as you are. We've got Michelle here. Hello, Michelle. Oliver's here. Hi, Oliver. Sandrine, like myself, old school punkster, going on with that. So there we are. And me, I'm here. Some guy called Tim in the background. Stuart's here. Oh, excellent. Fantastic. And they're all welcoming you back, Caroline. So looking forward to this.
I'm so happy to be back. I recognize a few of these names from last time. So really nice to have you back again.
We have a call. I think, honestly, a few of these people have been with us right since Rufus Deutschler started, who had a birthday this week, by the way. Happy birthday, Rufus.
Happy birthday.
Yes. Right since he started this in March 2020. Crazy. We might have even been a tad earlier than that, but there you go. But no, fantastic. Right then. So I guess if you're ready to begin, we'll go ahead and begin.
Yeah, I'm just going to walk you through my workflow, I guess. Like the last few times I have this document preset I saved because I optimize it for Instagram, which means I post in a 4x5 format. So all of my posts, they have the same format. And that's just the one that I work with. I use it at a double resolution so I can still work and see all the details. But when I compress it for Instagram, it still stays very crisp and clear.
Nice.
So I'm gonna have the artboards checked, resolution 72 ppi, perfect. Right, so what I'm gonna do today is something a bit festive inspired. And usually what I do when I open my documents is I have like my little library here, and I use a paper texture because I really like the look of printed paper. So that's what I'm gonna insert first, and also my favorite printed texture. So it has that very nice grungy look in the end. Beautiful. Gonna turn that off for now. And this one, what my kind of hack for that is, I have like all these actions down at the bottom, so I can just like click this and right, it's instantly black and white now. So I can put like other colors on top and all of that. So yeah, what I wanted to do today was something inspired by something more sinister about like German Christmas, because we don't just have Santa Claus who treats the nice children very well, but we also have the Krampus who punishes naughty children. So that's what we're doing today. I downloaded some cute pics of goats today because Krampus is a goat. So I have this one and I have that one.
Ooh.
Yes, some very nice looking goats. So what I wanted to do was something like a bit more mid-century inspired with like some clean color splitting and all of that.
Okay.
Because I don't know why, but when I think of these like, I don't know, I just kind of like the combination of these like sinister topics and this whole 1960s mod aesthetic and all of that, modernist aesthetic.
Yeah.
So yeah, what I have saved down here is a gradient map that does some color splitting for me. Looks very magical, and I can edit the colors on top, which is very cool. But I'm gonna do some Command Z, and I'm just gonna show how this gradient map looks like that I use. It just looks like that. It's just a few blocks down at the bottom, and it's super easy to remake that. So all you really need is like the black and the white, and a hex code for a nice mid-gray. Like it's right at the middle here.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna save
that.
99999. 666. No.
666. Yeah, that one too.
So the way you can do this, like you can really do it from scratch. Like you have this one up here. You just got to check that this is pure black and this here is pure white. So what you are going to do, you're going to take this, you put it to the location, like you see it at the bottom there, the percentage. You're going to put this to 66 Hoffering.
Yep.
And then you're going to do another one. You're going to insert the mid-tone gray here. Gonna push that right into the white.
Yep.
Gonna take another one. You're gonna do this to 33. You take this one, the black again, and then, bam!
There
you have your own little gradient map.
Nice.
Yes. Oopsie.
I like it. Bit of accidental green suddenly.
A bit of accidental green. Oh, but
it came from your wall at the back. It popped in from your wall at the back. It was.
Can you like stay where you are, please? Thank you.
Naughty wall.
Naughty wall. I don't think the wall is gonna get any Christmas presents this year.
Sandrine in the chat, by the way, is saying that she saw some photos of traditional costumes from Bulgaria for a winter festival that look like Krampus, but more terrifying. I'm totally Googling that later.
Yeah, that's like really cool because you don't really have these like Krampus celebrations in my region, but it's more like in southern Germany, Switzerland, Austria, and also towards like Eastern Europe, Bulgaria, like Sandrine said. So, there are like these huge festivities and people dress up as these goat spirits, basically, to,
amazing.
Let people know that the Krampus exists. So I think I had like a Pinterest reference somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to do something with goats today. So what I usually do, like my workflow is a bit weird, but it works somehow. So I like to theme the work I do by colors. So not this color, but what I do is I'm going to set it to multiply. And I can like go in here because we have like all these nice little color palettes. I usually use that one, the DIC color guide, because I just really like the colors they have in here. So I can color in the paper any way that I want. So that's very nice, very sweet, very good. So what I usually do is the composition that I work with, I put it on top. I put this on screen. I put this on multiply. Nice. So we have this effect all of a sudden, where the goat looks like it's printed on the paper. But that's a bit too basic for my taste. If you've been here a few times before, I don't just leave pieces like that usually. So what I wanted to do was something inspired by the 60s. So something I've also really liked doing recently was working with like these checkerboard patterns, because you can layer all of that really nicely and you can get like these really cool effects.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for a template I made for that.
Okay.
Because I have templates for everything at this point. Right.
Templates make sense. I think, you know, it's
right. I have this one.
It's good.
Yes. So really nice little checkerboard.
Yeah. You don't make these as patterns, no?
No, I just have like a PNG. I made this in Illustrator, so the quality stays very high. And I can also I can take this, I'm gonna press Option, and then I can make it bigger or smaller or whatever. So that's very, very nice. Gonna put this over here. And something that I've had to learn basically was to use like these layout guides. I didn't use that for the longest time because I was like, yeah, I'm so punk, I'm not gonna use any of these layout guides. And for some reason, I was able to have like a good like eyeball measurement. So I kind of just do it by instinct, but sometimes when I have like these very structured layouts, it's better to work with a guide layout at first.
Yeah, guide layouts were such a bonus when they came along.
Right,
really handy, and to be able to save them and just call them up, it's really good.
Yeah, it's nice because I can just I can split the artboard like I usually do it, like I don't know, I think it's like 8x10 or something.
Yeah,
so we have like some nice even squares and stuff like that. So,
I make a rule of thirds. I have a rule of thirds grid on mine.
That's also good.
That it's handy for, you know, for dividing things up and viewing the space that way.
Yeah, I guess that's better when you're doing like more editorial layouts because that's more of a editorial layout, I guess. Nice.
Okay, I love the way you're saying nice.
That's right. I'm ruined by the internet because there is a clip of a guy who says it's like that, like noise. So kind of just adopted that for myself. Yes, so I usually just freestyle it a bit because I don't know, I used to go ahead and like plan out these compositions, but I came to a point where I realized that I hated what I did. So usually it's more like I'm just doing it as I go along. So I don't even know if I'm going to keep these bars at the top. I'm probably just going to disable them for now.
Okay.
I'm going to focus on doing this checkerboard. So yeah, I still haven't really decided if I wanted it to like go through the entire artboard or not.
Okay.
So that's gonna be interesting to see. Oops. Right. I have this and I'm gonna really like masking too because you can just like take it. I'm gonna do this, do the mask. No, I went into the wrong layer, of course. It's beautiful.
Happens to us all.
Happens to us all.
Yeah, it's easy for, you know, for everybody who's watching, including myself. It's like easy, yeah. But when you're doing it and you're talking to people, you know, it's not as easy.
Yeah,
sometimes.
right. I mean, I don't really mind it because I don't know. I'm kind of just good at multitasking, I guess. But sometimes I get just a bit carried away.
It's all good.
Leave that. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna fix that later. So yeah, what are we doing now? That's the question. So when I looked up a few like reference posters that were like Krampus themed, all of them, they all said like the Krampus is coming, but like in German, of course. So I'm just gonna add that text.
And how do you say that in German? I want to know.
Der Krampus kommt.
Oh, right, okay.
It doesn't sound very threatening when I say it, but
oh, if Emma was on, she could tell us what that would sound like in Finnish, and it doesn't matter what you say in Finnish. Saying "I love you" in Finnish sounds vaguely threatening.
Right, I found a Pinterest. I found some Pinterest references I saved when I looked it up. So I'm just gonna close a few tabs I have open because I don't need people to see that. So I have my trusty little Pinterest over here. So all of them have like a very similar aesthetic, Some of them were like illustrated. They look very, very spooky, very sinister and all of that. So that would be more my style personally. So yeah, lots of illustrations. I
want to draw one now. I want to draw one myself later on.
Oh, definitely. I want to see that.
I want to do it.
Yeah. So basically what I noticed with this is that a lot of these have like very similar color schemes. They have like very cool compositions and all of that. So yeah, also like that. There's like a little lady with these little demons sitting on her.
So does Krampus have like a posse? Does he have like like Santa, Father Christmas has elves? Does Krampus have like a gang that hangs around with him?
The thing is, I couldn't really figure that out when I researched it a bit more, because it's just like this one character that has sort of like this meaning applied, but I don't think he has like a posse or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but anyone can correct me, please.
But the great thing is that, of course, because we don't know, you can interpret as liberally as you want.
Yeah, right. But yeah.
I mean, there might be young, naughty German children watching, so just be careful.
I don't think so.
We're dealing with the dark forces here.
We're dealing with the dark forces. I mean, you can't just invite me and not expect me to bring back some like dark and spooky stuff. So like the last time I've been here in September, I also did something like already related to Halloween, because I just thought it was fun. So, sometimes it's just good to do things for fun.
It is, yes, absolutely.
Right. So I still haven't really decided what I'm going to do here with this yet, or even some type of like color scheme. So I'm just gonna do what I usually do, which means I'm gonna save some time for myself, use one of the actions I have. This is already a smart object. I'm gonna do some displacing, so it has like these nice crunchy edges, so it looks like it really bleeds into the paper when it was printed. So yeah, it already looks very analog. I could just honestly leave it like that, but that's not what we're here for today. So I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do.
We've got plenty of time, so you can explore as much as you want. With this, it's all good.
Yeah, right. Like when I did the earlier streams, I was like really preparing. I was downloading like loads of images to put in, but now I was like, we're gonna have like 90 minutes of stream time, so we're just gonna take it a bit easier, like just work it out as we go along. Edit some cute goats.
If it's okay not to, it's perfectly all right not to finish the piece on stream. It's just it's nice if it gets onto the Discord or something later on in the week if you want. But no, it's not essential, so don't put any pressure on yourself. You don't need to.
Yeah, it's all good, because when I did the last stream, which was my first English one actually, I almost didn't finish the piece in time, and I was like rushing to finish it.
You don't need to do that.
All good. I mean, I managed to do it the last time, so I'm probably gonna make like 2 different posters or something by the time we're done with all of this.
No, it's all good. I've got to be honest, I've had a couple. In fact, last week I had one where I didn't get anywhere near finished, to be honest. But in my defense, I've got to tell you that my reference material, which was on the screen I'm looking at you now on, disappeared.
Oh no!
As we were going live.
How did that happen?
I don't know. But
God.
I couldn't do a lot of troubleshooting while I was there, because we were live.
Oh no!
But, I mean, I just got on with it, but I had to finish it in my own time.
Oh God! I think that happened to me because I'm still a uni student, and sometimes you would just like have these presentations, and then suddenly the entire presentation is gone, and you're like, what the fuck, where's the presentation?
Because it happens, right? It really does. It
happens, absolutely. Yeah. Like you just gotta work with it somehow.
It happens to all, and I think it's it's worth it for people who are watching, because sometimes people think like, oh, that must never happen to these people, but it does. Nobody's any different.
Yeah,
but it
really.
happens to all of you.
It happens to everyone, right? Yeah. You just need a bad day, and it's gonna happen. It's totally gonna happen.
Yep.
Like, I also gotta talk about this. Yeah, I totally forgot to say it, but what I did was I made a rectangle. I set the fill to 0, so I can give this thing a border. Stroke, right, inside. I'm gonna do it to 50 pixels or something, right? So I'm just gonna disable that. Clear guides. So gonna take this, gonna do it like that. Right. So I have like this nice little checkerboard pattern. I still don't really know what I'm going to do, but we're gonna work this out. I'm sure it's gonna be cool.
I'm excited to see. Oh, I bet it will be. I'm excited to see.
Me too, honestly. So I merged these layers. And so something that I've really enjoyed doing, I'm just gonna show it like as an example because I have this like vertical image of the goat over here. Probably not gonna use that one, but something that I've been doing is that I duplicate this image.
Well, I've got to tell you that in 2 weeks' time, we'll be surrounded by goats.
Yes.
So I'm going to, forever, because we're moving to a farmhouse, and there are loads of goats there. So if I capture any good goat images, I'll be sure to send them across to you for next year.
I think goats are very cute. I would really appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I promise I'll do it. They'll be right at the end of the garden. So I'm just kidding.
So cool because
the alpacas and the emus.
Right. My mom's colleague knows someone that has like an alpaca farm or something.
Yeah, we've got alpacas there as well.
That is so cute.
Yeah, and emus.
Emus.
Yeah.
Right. So what I did here was I have the same goat image. I laid this under the checkerboard. It's a PNG, so I can use it as a clipping mask. So the layer on top, I put that into the clipping mask. And what I did is I inverted it, and suddenly you have this cool effect with the tritone filter that I showed how to make. So you can also change it. I have like loads of these saved in here. I don't know how many gradient maps I have at this point. So here are mine. Here's also a duotone one that gives this like Xeroxy effect, and we love that here. Yeah. So the technique to do it, it's like the same as what I showed earlier, how to do the tritone effect. You just got to do it with black and white.
Have you tried a monochrome noise gradient with it?
A monochrome noise gradient?
Yeah, go back. Right, so can you see down towards underneath the name where it says gradient type? Choose noise. Yeah, and then color model, choose grayscale from just underneath. Yes. There we go. You should have, or HSB, and just drop the saturation right the way down.
That also looks cool.
Or LAB, yeah.
Also looks cool, huh? I don't think I ever like use these noisy gradients because I kind of just make my own and then I color them on top.
No, because you can do them. You can also add in transparency, so you can get transparency between the values. So can you see add transparency?
Right, transparency.
Yeah,
that's cool. Right, I'm just gonna figure out how to do some like gradient maps now. But that's very cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a handy thing to play with, right?
Yeah, right. I really gotta.
The roughness, Tim says you can change all of that stuff. Yeah, so you've got a roughness value just there, so you can make it more or less rough.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
That looks awesome. That's cool. Wow. I'm learning things as I go along. But that's also cool. You have like these colors.
I love the way that German-speaking people say wow. Julia Seeger, one of our hosts, also in the chat at the moment under her digiversity.tv live alias. You both you really extend the vowels in the middle, so it's like wow. I love it. Ours is really boring. Ours just goes wow. It just there's no committal to it. Yours has got like wow.
Yeah. I guess it's more of a language thing because we like really say wow when we're like impressed by something or like excited about something, like wow, this is cool.
Yeah, but when you say it, or when Yulia says it, or when Tim says it, there's I don't know, there's something about it that actually sounds more genuine than the way people here just like go wow.
Yeah.
And you don't know if they're being sarcastic or if they're genuinely impressed.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the context. Yeah. Like it can be used ironically, of course, and then it's gonna sound a bit different, of course. But yeah,
well, I don't really know. I'm a fan.
We kind of just pronounce our vowels a bit funnily, I guess.
In fact, Oliver in the chat is saying it's difficult to say wow with a British accent without sounding sarcastic. Yeah, it is. You know, you can't. If somebody says to you, "Look at this, it's amazing," and you go, "Wow," like that, you have to stand there and think for a minute.
That is so funny because sometimes when I talk to my British friends on like phone calls or something, like sometimes I can't really tell whether they're sarcastic or not.
I know, it's just a thing.
But then I get insecure, but then I remember it's a thing. They just sound like that.
It's just the way it is.
It's just the way they sound. Yeah. So yeah. All right. What I did, because I changed like one of the gradient maps to duotone, and I kept one tritone. So what I did, I kind of just dug through all of my little gradient maps that I have made, and I applied this one, and I kind of like how that looks.
Yeah.
You know, the red is a bit too bright for me. I think I'm gonna make it a bit more orange.
Okay.
To get more of a 1960s color vibe, I'm gonna change this color too to something like slightly warmer, I think. Yeah, like that.
That's kind of nice because you could almost imagine that being a tint of the red, couldn't you? You could almost, it's become like a 2-color print.
Yeah, right,
nice.
right.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I like to do. I really like to work with gradient maps, and the reason that I have the group that I work in, I have it layered above, and it's set to multiply, so it sort of like blends into the layers that I have underneath, which is my justy little paper texture, and then the color fill I apply on top. Like you can also do like a gradient map or something, but I kind of just figured the color fill, it's like easier to work with because you can just like double click it and then you can just change the colors if you don't like what you're seeing. So it's kind of my life hack, I guess. So yeah,
that's good.
All these color options, can click through them very easily. So I think I'm just gonna stick with that one. Nice. So what I forgot was to take this one and turn it into a smart object. So I can get some like little grain in here. So it's very grainy. Nice. So I'm just gonna try a few things and see how this goes. Because I still have this pig of the goat that I think is very cute. I kind of want to use that. And I have like all the space over here. And while we're making this like weird wacky piece right now, like why just not put in another goat? Like, it's okay. Putting in more goats. They're cute. So I'm gonna edit this a bit. I don't know where my window just went, but it's okay, I'm gonna find it.
There it's just floating. There you go.
It's floating. It disappeared on me.
Krampus did that.
Krampus, damn you. So yeah, what am I gonna do with you, you cute little goat? Probably just gonna do some like color editing, like what I showed before. Oh, and what I also do is when I have these gradient maps, like the reason I have so many is that I save every one that I use, every single one that I use is in here. So So these are all ones that
Moin. Oh, I love it.
mine.
Oh, is it mine? Oh, it is. Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
For a minute, it's all right.
Okay,
It's
so
super tiny on the screen I've got here. I thought it was mine.
mine. It means
Minor.
mine.
Yes, yeah, no, I know that much.
Right.
It's not that bad.
So yeah, the thing is, my gradient mapped folders, they're all in like German terms because I actually had to
It makes
convert my
sense.
Photoshop version.
I have no
before
idea
starting
why
the
you
stream.
might have Photoshop in German at all.
Right. But the thing is, it's kind of funny because while we're talking about Christmas, I can just like throw in a little Christmas story or something.
Yeah.
Right. Awesome. So I don't know how old I was. I think I was like 17, like 15 or 16. And I really got into graphic design at the time because I really got into like fandoms and stuff like that, like bands. And I saw that people made like these really cool like edits. And I was like, how the fuck do you do that? And then I figured out that they did this all in Photoshop. And kind of around that time, I was graduating from high school. Like I was about to graduate from high school, and then just like in the UK, we go on to college. So I didn't really know at the time what I wanted to focus on, but I was like, why do I not give like graphic design a shot? But the only issue was that I didn't have a laptop because I didn't have a job, and my laptops are expensive. So I got my very first own laptop. Like I always like had laptops from like family members when they didn't want them anymore. So I got my very first own like laptop for Christmas. And then and that somehow led up to me sitting in an Adobe stream now.
There you go, you see. It's a twisting pathway. Who knows where it all leads.
Right, all because my parents decided to give me like a Windows laptop for Christmas one year.
Yeah.
And I used that for a long time. I had that like for 6 years or something. It was like just like a Windows laptop, but I had it for such a long time. It's wild. But I upgraded and I got a MacBook. I'm a professional now, so.
There you go.
There you go.
So Sandrine was saying this is starting to look like an occult draft board, which is cool. Yeah, absolutely. We've got a new someone new in the community. Hi, Effat. Fantastic. We've got here, and Oliver's saying Tony is never going to say no to a tangent opportunity. You're absolutely right.
I love going on tangents. Like
it's my nickname, Tony Tangent.
That's awesome. We're gonna have lots of fun in the stream, I guess.
We are.
So I don't know, I kind of just like, I think it's a bit boring when people just talk about design because the stuff I do, it's like comparatively simple. Like there's not a lot of technique that goes into it. So I kind of just like to explain like what my thought process is.
Yep.
But mostly it's like really spontaneous. So I kind of just work it out as I go along.
No complaints from me. Yeah? It's grand. It's good.
Awesome. So we're gonna have like little goats. We have little goats over here. I'm still not very satisfied with the background color because it doesn't work with the color I picked. So we're gonna pick another one.
And you're showing the flexibility of doing this properly now.
Yes. I don't know if it's done properly sometimes.
Well, it's efficient, so I consider that to be proper.
Yeah, right. You know, that's also something that I had to unlearn because I had formal design training at college. And there were like a lot of these things that are like, you know, the correct way to do design. But once I went to uni, which has a more liberal approach to like design and design taking on a more like artsy direction, like I really had to unlearn quite a lot of things that I did in college back then. I honestly think my design teacher would hate what I'm doing right now, but I mean, it's fun and I also don't really care.
No, it's good. It's tricky, you know, the whole, I mean, I know that the formative parts of design, which they do here via a foundation, which exposes you to all different branches of things. So you study the different aspects of design. You're not expected really to, well, you do replicate them, But that's not what you're expected to actually do. And then you're supposed to spend, like you say, your degree years exploring new ways of remixing the world as you see it. You know, that's
right.
the thing. So,
and I just really like enjoy doing that, and I also like enjoy trying new things out. So yeah, I just really like trying out new stuff, and like stuff that makes people go like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, like sometimes when I tell like family members or like family friends what I do, or when I show them like my Instagram feed, they don't understand what I do, because they don't really know if it's like design or if it's like art, because it's like neither, but kind of like both at the same time. So it's kind of a bit of a tricky field to navigate, but I just think it's very interesting to see what design becomes when you take like the whole function approach out of it. When you just like stop saying like design has to have a function, because it can also be like used as a tool for art, which I sort of got into doing.
Well, that is why the term graphic artist used to exist. It's now communications artist is the way that it's referred to in the US, and I think increasingly here.
Yeah, right.
Because you're still conveying a message, but you don't have to do it in a prescribed way. You do it
right.
Yeah, in a way that's sympathetic, or actually, I was going to say sympathetic to the target audience, but not always, because sometimes you want to be disruptive. Right. And draw attention to something by being the exact opposite of that. It's keeping your mind open. That's the thing.
Right. Exactly. Like the major I have at uni, it's called communication design. And basically it views design as a tool for communication, and not really design as a tool for marketing, which is like the approach that I personally really like, because when I left college, I mean, I had to decide basically, do I want to go to uni or do I want to go work at an agency? But I don't know. I kind of just wanted to see like what is out there, like what I can do and how I can develop basically. So that's very interesting, and I honestly really like that approach more.
I'm always at odds. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on this, right? Because I'm always, when people say like, oh, this is on trend, or this is, you know, this color of the year, when people say color of the year to me, I won't use it. Because I'm not a sheep. I'm a designer. I use a color that's appropriate for, you know, people say, and I think when people say, oh, this is on trend right now, and everybody, you know, lots of people who are learning start diverting all of their energy into emulating that. And I think that by the time something arrives at being on trend, it's already done.
Yeah, right. I had this discussion on a podcast very recently that was very interesting, because the person, Jesse Nyberg, my good friend, I did a podcast with him, and we talked a bit about like design trends and all of that, and especially like the more like punky retro style that I do, if I see that becoming trendy. And I was like, honestly, no. Because if you look at the stuff that's like trendy, like the colors that are being used, the shapes and compositions that are being used, I personally think that the work that I do, the style that I do, is like pretty far away from that. So
which is good.
Yeah, I mean, people can do whatever they like, of course. Like there are people who like these colors of the years, but I don't really know when the last color was released that I liked. There was like the pink and the blue that I thought was really pretty. And I used that a lot at the time, simply because I thought the colors were pretty. But I honestly don't need like a corporation to tell me what colors I should be using.
Yep.
So
I think that's great marketing for Pantone.
Yeah.
You know, Pantone color of the year, great. But that's just them marketing a color. That it's not.
Yeah, right. I mean, it gets people talking.
Yeah,
it gets people like us talking.
It does. It does. But you know, when they're doing that, it's like when I see that on blogs and like, oh, it's it's Pantone color of the year. I think that's being written by somebody from marketing, because a designer just like go, okay, fine.
Yeah. I mean, as a designer, you are in a position, like when you do work for clients, obviously, like the client has some sort of like an idea of what they want, basically. Yeah. And often the idea is like not what these blogs are saying is trendy right now.
Yeah.
Because it often doesn't even like fit what they're doing. So I don't really know what like the purpose behind like these trendy colors is, aside from like good marketing for Pantone, or maybe I think it's just that.
Yeah, I think it is exactly just that. It's and nothing more. I mean, whenever you go to a client generally, like you say, they do have a preconceived idea of what they're looking for, because they know the people they want to communicate with, and that's something that a lot of people new to design, I think, forget about. Right? What you're doing is you're taking a message for somebody to talk to their audience, and it's not about whether you like. I mean, if you're working on something like you are like right now, which you're into, that's fine, because the audience that you're working to will understand this and relate to it. But if you're doing it on behalf of a customer, you have to respect what their audience wants, and not what you like. I used to know a woman who used to use papyrus. I hate papyrus. But she used to use papyrus in pretty much all of her designs, and I say, why are you doing that? This was at college, right? And why are you doing that? And she was like, well, I really like it. I was like, but it's no relatable point to the audience. Yeah. It's going to irritate me, some people. But
I mean, I guess it depends more on the context, because a point that I like to make a lot is that Arial is a good font. You should use Arial. Like, I'm completely serious when I say that, because I see people being like, it's such an ugly font, and like, what's even the purpose of like using it when there's like Helvetica? But the thing is, first off, if you don't have a Mac, like Helvetica licenses are very expensive. Mm-hmm. So Arial is a good font. You can use Arial. But I don't use Arial unless a client asks me to use it, you know? Yeah. Like that's my personal taste, but I don't use Arial for like client work unless the client says, I want Arial, please do it.
Yeah. I mean, of course, if you were doing something like, if you were doing signage for an airport, so you could say, or a hospital, so you could safely navigate that, that space and find your way to something, then perhaps something in a black letter style like you're using at the moment. Actually, that's not sort of black letter-ish. No, it's not going to work. Whereas Arial, if you want to say it that way, it's Arial, I believe. But anyway, everybody says Arial, which is cool. Then that's going to work, because it's clear. People understand the letter forms and they'll be able to read it clearly, and that's the important thing.
And like usually the signage, it's also set in like the branding books. So there's no chance that a black letter font would be at an airport or something, luckily, because I wouldn't be surprised if people were like, this is a dope idea.
I've got to tell you as well, Stuart, as in the chat, has just created a gig poster for Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes. And they created the poster that can be used as a snakes and ladders game. Nice.
That's awesome. I love stuff like that.
Yulia in the chat is saying Lobster is a great font too. And I don't... Are you baiting me?
I'm not sure if that's a bait either.
Tim saying, put your hands up in the Arial.
Yeah, I mean, the way I pronounce it can be blamed on me being German again, because in German we say Areal.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, what's like the closest English pronunciation to that?
Yeah. I love. Oh man, we'll get onto German words in a minute. I've just noticed something in the chat where Stuart was saying FMCG in the UK. That normally means fast-moving consumer goods. Stuart, I worked in that area for years. Right, favorite German words.
Favorite German words?
Favorite
Mine
German
or in
words.
the chat?
My personal favorite German words. Neuwagengeruch, the word for new car smell. Did I say that fairly safely?
Neuwagengeruch.
Geruch. Okay. Yeah, but new car smell. What a great word to have when you get into a new car. Fantastic. And one that Julia gave to me. In the UK, we have an expression for when you're doing everything. Yeah, and the expression is as many of ours are, because we live on an island, naval, your chief cook and bottle washer, right? So, but the German equivalent of that is Eilegen Wollmilchsau, which is egg-laying wool milk pig. Brilliant.
Yes. Lovely.
Eilegen Wollmilchsau. How was my pronunciation on that one?
It's good. It's good.
Yay, winning.
Yes, I mean, we have some like very annoying sounds in our language, so I don't blame people if they can't pronounce it perfectly, but I think that was pretty good. It was very good.
Thank you. Yes. I'm trying.
Right.
Oh, so, what's Julia given us here? Katzenellenbogen. Katzenellenbogen.
Katzenellenbogen.
Ah.
I think it's related to cat's arms, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. And Sean has put me for cats.
I'm not 100% sure.
Tim's jumped in with Backpfeifengesicht.
Backpfeifengesicht. It means a very slappable face.
Oh, that's going on my list.
It's a lovely word. My dad uses that sometimes.
I love that. Tim, never let me forget that word.
Backpfeifengesicht. I mean, it's a good word.
Great word.
I love it.
Oh, I will be slipping that into conversation at appropriate points.
Backpfeifengesicht.
It's so good.
That's good. I
could just see myself saying that.
Backpfeifengesicht.
Oh, you know him? Oh man, he's got such a Backpfeifengesicht.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah, no, sometimes my dad would just see like a celebrity he hates or something, and then he would go like, so ein Backpfeifengesicht.
Oh, I love it. So good.
Yes.
We're waiting for Sandrine's French translation. Sandrine, if you've got any cool... What I love about German, the German language, is the joining up of other words to make a new word. Your language is like the Lego of the linguistic world. It's just, you can put it together.
I completely agree.
So good. Sandrine's saying there's no such complicated words in French.
Oh, that's disappointing.
French has still got loads of cool words though.
Right. But, German, I don't even know how this language works sometimes, because there are just these words that are like so long to describe one thing, like one very, very specific thing, like Neuwagengeruch, the smell of a new car. Like that's a word. That's a word we have.
I know that the longest official German word relates to I think it's a water processing plant. It relates to a particular part of a water processing plant. It's an incredibly long word, but that's what it relates to. So funny.
Yeah. I don't even, there was something. I think I know which word you mean, but I can't think of it right now.
I know it's an industrial word. It's a thing, but it's just the fact that it's allowed to be joined and be that long.
Yeah. Yeah, German is like a very weird language sometimes. Like,
well, I like it.
I mean, I like it too, because, you can tell, like, people that aren't from Germany, like, what kind of funny words you have. Like, Backpfeifengesicht, someone with a very slappable face. Great.
Now, Tim has just given me an idea, because saying in English, you can do that too. New car smell. We Germans are just efficient, right? Because we don't have the spaces. We just leave the spaces out. Very good. And now I understand how German was created. So back long, long ago, when the only game that people could play was Scrabble, the Germans were not doing very well. So they thought, I need a way to get some more triple word scores from the middle of the board.
I think they just made up words like as they went along or something.
Brilliant. Can you play? Is there a German version of Scrabble?
It's just called Scrabble, but yeah, we have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, it's very fun to play, but sometimes you don't have like enough letters for the words you want to lay out. So
I mean, do you have characters that specifically have the umlaut on them, or can you just imply that by using?
Yeah, so Scrabble, I think they have like a few international versions, but the German version, it has umlauts. But otherwise, you can like use substitutes, I think, because like, you know, the ä, it's like A and E, or we have like the Ü, which is U and E. So you can substitute that.
All right, okay, I see.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, it's not like we have any like special characters apart from the umlaut, so good for us.
Yeah, it is good. What have we got here now? Wir müssen uns langsam beeilen. I'm not saying that correctly, but we slowly have to hurry up.
Wir müssen uns langsam beeilen.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
So good. Oh, Emma's here.
Emma.
Hi, bye, Homenta. And now Sean's just throwing like a. Oh, I'm not even going to try and read that, Sean. So if you're just joining us, by the way, if you're joining us from YouTube, come on to behance.net/Adobe Live. Get involved in the chat here and talk to us. But if you've just joined us, it's myself, Tony Harmer, with the amazing Caroline Dietl, and we're putting together Krampus-themed artwork at the moment, and also discussing languages right now. We're having fun with that. And I ought to remind you about our festive challenge. We've got our festive challenge on at the moment. It's a chance for you to tell your festive story and win not only an amazing Stream Team hoodie designed by the fantastic Miss Lindmeyer here, but also a year's Creative Cloud subscription. If only there was an echo on the end of that. Creative Cloud subscription. All you had to do is get something across to our Discord, okay, by 23:59 on the 15th of December, or send us a link to a Behance project, okay, if you don't do Discord, okay, in the same way. But all of the details, Tim had them on screen a moment ago, and you'll probably see them again a bit later on. There you go. I feel like I've just done an ad break, Caroline.
So good. Right. I guess I'm just gonna like explain really quickly what I did here, because I kind of just like wanted to do like a few different pieces inspired by like the Krampus and like goats and all of that. So I have like this one that's a bit more like 60s meets modern day version, but I also have this version that I just started, which is like a bit more like punky.
Yeah, I like it.
But I'm gonna do something that I showed in every stream so far. I'm gonna take off the gradient map, and we're gonna use the filter gallery, right? The filter gallery.
Let's go.
Yes, the filter gallery. So
let's go. By the way, Emma's pleased to see you in here. She says, nice to see Caroline again. She's awesome. You are.
Oh, thank you.
Emma might know some funny French words. Ooh, that's what we're looking for at the moment. We found funny German words, Emma. If you know any funny French ones, you know, amusing things that describe things, that would be really good. Somebody did come up with an English one just a little while ago. It was either Stuart or Oliver. Malcompetent, which is which is a way of saying idiot.
Malcompetent.
Malcompetent.
I can imagine like someone in like HR saying that, like, this person's very malcompetent.
Oh my word. I've just got one in here from Sean. I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to try. Don oud am Schifffahrt Gesellschaft Kapitan.
That was a very long word. I couldn't even memorize that. Donau, Schifffahrt, Geselle.
It's just mad. It's mad. Love it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite, well, actually, it's a French word, and it comes from Latin, is fenestrate, right? And that's to place a window in place.
Oh, beautiful.
And the opposite of that, the antonym of that is defenestrate. And many, many moons ago, a word I used to say where immediately people knew something was going to kick off. Yeah. In one way, is I used to get all posh and say, yes, just give me one moment and I shall defenestrate you forthwith, which means I was going to chuck someone through a window. I never did. But,
That's not so funny though.
But I shall defenestrate you forthwith.
Defenestrate. I'm gonna try to memorize that word. I like it.
My English teacher used to call us Bildung resistant, education resistant.
Bildungsresistent.
Yes. Oh, it sounds so much better when you say it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like fluent in German, so.
Yeah. And Oliver's just come up with the fear of long words, the description for the fear of long words, which is hippoto monstroso equipped aliophobia. Oh no, man.
I feel sorry for like anyone who actually has that fear, because the German language is their worst nightmare, and I know that.
Oh, I think there are something, I mean, come on. Look what the German language brings to us now. Christmas itself.
Weihnachten.
Yeah, Weihnachten. Glühwein.
Yes. Glühwein. Yay.
Ribena. No.
Right. I'm just gonna like explain really quickly what I do here.
Stack it. Oh no! Oh man, I'm impressed with you now. You're stacking in the filter gallery. I love it.
Good. So I'm just gonna like backtrack what I did. I really like this halftone effect, but the way that I do it is I have it like set to 3. What I'm gonna add on top is another filter. That's the good old graphic pen, also set to 3. Light balance at 100. Stroke direction horizontal. That's very important because you get like this nicer like photocopied effect. Usually it's set by default to right diagonal. It looks a bit more diagonal, but I personally don't like how that looks, so I'm going to go with horizontal. And what I did was,
it looks just like newsprint now, doesn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what I do a lot. I kind of look at like scans of old newspapers and magazines and posters and all of that, and I try my best to recreate them in Photoshop.
Oh, so you've totally done that. That's really good.
Hell yeah. So what's also fun with, I'm gonna turn this one off so you can see what I'm doing. I'm also gonna turn this off. So you can have a lot
writing
of fun.
In the chat in binary, so 50 extra points to you, Stuart.
Oh no.
Go on, sorry, carry on.
Right. So what I did was I added the filter gallery, but the filter gallery, it also responds to gradient maps. So I have even more gradient maps. I have a few that manipulate the color values. So this is how that would look.
Oh man, that looks like totally underlit, doesn't it? It's really, solarized. Nice.
Right. Like I really like that with some pictures. It gives like a very cool, almost like chrome-like effect, because you can stack up like, I'm just going to demo that. So you can stack like this, and then you add another like image adjustment. Right. This is how it looks with the filter gallery filter that I just made. Yep. But also something that's very cool. There's like a different effect you can do. I did that a few times, I think, before. You add another gradient map. And what you do is you can just gonna pick one of mine, and then it does that.
Wow.
Or it does that. Or even that. Which is like
so good.
Yes. It's like very cool. You can get like all these really cool effects by just like stacking filters and like changing them. You can also do it with the trusty tritone filter that I showed earlier in the stream. Or like even this one. So yeah, that's very cool. You can get some like very trippy effects by doing that.
The goat is on fire.
Please don't burn your goats.
No, don't burn your goats.
Don't burn your goats, please. So yeah, that's something I like to do, like just stacking filters, see how they react to each other, because even when I just pick like the filter gallery, it shows the filters underneath.
Do you use the blend modes as well with your filter gallery? So where do you use the sliders to the side of where it says filter gallery, just there? Do you use the blend modes just to the right of it?
These ones?
No. So if you just cancel out of that for a second, or hit OK.
Oh,
you see
like
where it says
ones.
filter gallery? No, not the layer ones. Just keep going down a bit. Stop there. Over filter gallery. Just move to the right a bit there. Double click on that. Do you ever use these?
No.
This is where you can actually.
These.
But this is where you can actually blend the way that filter is applied.
Oh wait.
Oh wait.
Did I not know that? What?
That's all right. There's loads of thousands of things in Photoshop. Thousands and thousands and thousands. Nobody's expected to know all of them.
That's really cool. I just never used these. I kind of just thought they were like little little
so
handles
that's the way
you
can do some secondary blending, but without changing the layer itself. So it just changes the way the filter's applied.
I'm gonna keep that in mind. That's great.
Just try where it says mode there. Just try something for me. Just try switching that to maybe divide. Let's see what divide does.
Divide. Wow.
Yeah.
That looks sketched.
Yeah. Or try subtract, which is the kind of opposite. Yeah.
These look very cool. Like you can get some like really cool effects by just doing that. Hard mix.
Well, there you go. You've got something else you can play with if you need to in the future now.
That's nice. That's cool. Okay.
It's cool stuff.
I'm just gonna cancel on that really quickly, but that's very cool.
That's my Christmas gift to you. There you are.
Thank you. I appreciate it really. The thing is, I did a daily poster challenge where I just like made a poster in Photoshop daily for an entire year, and I learned like a lot of the techniques I showed here through that. But you know, it's kind of just the stuff you find on accident, basically.
Oh, and I'm pleased to say that Julia did not know that either. Dun dun dun.
What? Okay, now I feel less bad. So gonna add this.
Oh, loving the spelling of boys there. Boys. Old stuff from the 80s. Tony, top tip changes everything forever.
No, this probably changed like the trajectory of my life or something.
Oh
my god, I'm a different person now. You watched me change.
It's so useful though.
But that's so cool. Like, how did I not know that?
Because there's lots and lots of stuff in here, you know.
Yeah, that's
loads.
True. Like people are always like surprised when I tell them what you can do like with the filter gallery, because I'm just gonna turn like the gradient map off, and I'm gonna turn these off because you can add as many of these as you like, but there are like all these like effects. There's like water paper. I'm gonna add that into another layer. So it looks like watercolored, and then you can do stuff with that. And then the goat looks like very strange all of a sudden.
What about in the brush stroke? I think it's in brush strokes that just above there.
Yeah.
Sumi. So the very
that also looks cool.
Yeah, because you get that really nasty sort of contrast in it. Yeah.
Right. That looks very cool. Like the filter gallery, it's like one of my favorite features of Photoshop.
Super playground.
It's so awesome. Because I can just leave it like that, and then I can add like one of these. And then it's so cool. Like it's so magic. So I'm gonna delete these really
Loads
quickly.
of fun.
Definitely. Like the halftone thing that I do here, it was also like I kind of just wanted to see how it looks if I added like the halftone underneath the graphic pen, because the graphic pen, it makes everything like look sketched, basically, based on the mids and highs and lows of the image. But when you add like the halftone pattern underneath, like it translates that into this really nice gritty halftone effect.
Oh no, you've totally nailed that. You know what you're going for there. You have absolutely nailed it.
Thank you. Yeah, the thing was, I wanted to have like a nice halftone pattern, but I kind of just don't like how this looks, because I don't know. I personally just didn't like how it looks, so I kind of just tried it with the graphic pen, and then I was like, wait, this is nice. And then with the torn edges, wait, this is really nice. So this is in my image editing rotation, definitely. But you can also do like all kinds of stuff. You can add like a charcoal filter.
It's amazing. It's so many variables that you've got. Right. Tim's asking, actually, have you ever made custom halftone patterns?
No, I didn't. I think I looked at that before, but I'm kind of just like, I know how the filter gallery works, so I just do that. So yeah, there we have the trusty old filter gallery. Gonna add like a nice orange background. That's a bit too orange for my taste though. Gonna do it a bit more pastel because I kind of just like emulating the look of like the colorful paper you have for printing. Because I actually have like a block of that like over here of like pastel printing paper, so I kind of just go by the colors that I have. But I'm gonna add the gradient map back. Noise. Noise. So yeah.
So we've got all of your socials, right? So I think Tim will go and put your socials in the chat as well, so people can check out more of your stuff.
Yes.
Quick question: are you going to OFF next year? Do you go to OFF?
OFF.
What's the that? Creativity conference. Well, it's not a conference really, it's like a festival of creativity. Takes place in Barcelona. It does move around, so they've had like OFF St. Petersburg, they tried OFF London, but everybody was too sarcastic, and they but no, it takes place in Barcelona.
That's cool. I don't really know how it's gonna be like with traveling and all of that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the thing, traveling. But you know, if it's online, then definitely. Like I watched a few of the Adobe Max streams already, which was like very, very fun because so many cool people doing so much cool stuff, and all from the comfort of my laptop at home. So that was very, very nice to watch.
But I'm just wondering, hopefully I'll meet you in person at some point.
Oh, hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be very cool. I would kind of like to meet all the Adobe people in the future, but right now it's kind of just like a bit tricky with, you know, like traveling restrictions and all of that. So, bummer.
The crazy planet we live on.
Yeah, definitely.
So I fell absolutely in love with this Finnish symphonic metal band a few months ago called Nightwish.
Oh, Nightwish.
Do you know Nightwish?
I know them from my childhood because some of their songs played on the radio.
They've been around for ages. Yeah, they've been around for ages and ages and ages. But they had completely escaped my notice, and I came to them off a random. I like to listen to random playlists because I think injecting new stuff into your world is how you boost your creativity. Anyway, I came across them and I thought, I love these people. I want to go see them. And they were playing in Dublin, so I got a plane over to Dublin. Well, I was going to get a plane over to Dublin to go see them. But they had to cancel. And I think that was a COVID-related thing. So I thought, fine, okay. I'll book tickets for them in London, which I did. And that would have been next week.
Oh, no.
And I got an email just before the weekend, so they've had to cancel that. They're putting off for a whole year.
Oh, no.
I won't even like them by then.
I already bought concert tickets for next year, so I'm really hoping they don't get cancelled.
Yeah.
No, I was about to buy tickets for The Cure a few hours earlier, but I saw how expensive they were. I was like, oh my God, do I really want that? It was like 150 euros for like one ticket, and I was like...
And The Cure have been around for, donkey's years.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I grew up with that music because my dad, he was like a goth in the 90s. And
Right.
that's kind of why I'm into all of this stuff, because of my dad for the most part. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't think he ever saw The Cure, though.
No, well, I mean, I can remember, I mean, they were around when I was in college the first time. So, you know, that's like a long time ago.
Yeah. I think they've been around since like the early 80s,
80s,
like late 70s, late 70s, I think.
Yeah.
My dad was like a child when they came out, basically.
No, it's the, oh man, I think I was still fairly much a child in those days. Well, actually, I wasn't. But anyway, moving on. Julia's got tickets for Elton John. That surprises me, but she's still standing.
Cool. Oh no. I mean, it's great that Elton John is still standing. Very proud of him.
Yes.
Who would have guessed?
I mean, wow, it's just crazy. I've got to check out the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Well, I'm definitely checking that out just by the virtue of the name alone.
That name is awesome.
It so is. Definitely doing that. I want to do Burning Man next year.
Like,
do you know Burning Man?
It's like in the desert.
Yeah,
right?
It's in the Nevada desert. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. When you buy your tickets, it says danger of death.
Danger of death. Yeah, I mean, it's in the desert and things are being like burned down. So I would say could be pretty dangerous.
The whole if you've never watched anything, I watched a documentary thing on Burning Man, and that's when I thought, I've got to do this. This is something I have to do in my life. It's just, you know, it's totally me.
Yeah, I mean, it looks very fun. Like you're just going to the desert for a weekend. Like everyone has like all these cool like Mad Max cars and all of that.
That and that's
like
the thing.
a lot
I want
of
to see
fun.
the cars. Yeah.
Right.
Art cars. They're called. Yeah.
The cars. People are dressed very, very nicely and all of that. So that's very cool.
I mean, they build an entire city. Yeah. That's there for a week.
Right.
An entire city, and when they go by Nevada law, they have to make sure it is in exactly the same state as before they arrived.
Yeah.
So every last scrap of rubbish has to be taken away. In fact, you have to take away whatever you bring in to Burning Man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's super cool though. Like I was kind of like skeptical about the concept at first because like a festival like in the desert, but also it's like very appealing because it's like so isolated and you're just in like this different world for this weekend. And I kind of really like that thought, honestly.
Well, I've got to do it.
Music and all of that.
I'm compelled.
Honestly, me too.
Well, I need to get a crew together. So if I get any close to doing it, I'll let you know.
Hell yeah.
It could be the European posse. We just go along.
European Adobe crew goes to Burning Man. 2020 something.
There you are.
So what I'm doing now, I finished this piece like way earlier, so I'm just gonna make some variations of that. More goats.
I wonder what the neural filters would make of the goat. I don't know. I wonder what they would do.
Oh! I want to try that. Filter.
Yes, do it. Let's give it a go.
So I'm gonna skip the tour.
Yeah. I wonder which. Ooh, could try. You'll have to download a couple of little bits here for them because you have to download those bits. But what you could try is the style transfer.
Transfer.
Yeah, it's just at the bottom of that list there. So up a little bit. So you're in the beta section just there, but just up a bit more. That's it.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, click on that one. Download that.
Okay,
it shouldn't take too long to download the filter. Because what you can do is you can choose either from a set of images that are supplied in the filter. And in that way, have you ever used that app, Prisma?
I think I did once.
Yeah,
yes.
it was big. It was such a sad story for them because it was everybody was using it. And on the day they actually properly launched it, the service they were using crashed. And so
Oh.
nobody could access the service. It wasn't built with that sort of scale. But I felt very sorry for them.
Yeah.
But anyway, in a way, it's a little bit like that in that you can choose an image and it will be, AI will go ahead and sort of reimagine it in that style. But here you can also select, as you'll find out when it's downloaded, it looks like it's nearly done. You can choose your own image as well. So you can, so there's the grid you've got just there. And then you've got custom at the top there. And that's where you get to choose just over on the right-hand side, still inside the panel.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
So if you go over to the right, at the top there, it says custom. And that's where you can bring in an image from your machine. Yeah.
I'm going to see what I have in my downloads folder. I'm just going to see what happens if I put in some work I made, because I have that in my download.
Give it a go.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's doing it now. It's processing it right now. Every time you move something, it will start reprocessing. Can you see just at the bottom of your image? It's got a little thing. Yeah. Progress bar, which is a pub I wanted to open. I wanted to open a bar called the Progress Bar and just have a blue bar going like that across the top.
I really like that concept. Oh, that's sick.
Whoa.
Because
look, there's sort of a satanic face in the middle there. Look at it. Can you see it? You can see teeth and stuff. Wow. And I just put in this piece I made a while ago because I had to download that for some reason. But that's crazy. Awesome. What's it gonna look like when I push it to 100? Take it to 11.
Take it to 11. I didn't really do much, but it looks so cool. I gotta play around with that more. That's awesome. I'm gonna see what the presets are doing.
Hey, Sarah. We've got Sarah in the chat. There's a few people joining along now. That's very good.
Nice.
Let's see. They're enjoying this. Time for the neurotic filters.
Neurotic filters. But that's such a
and
cool
we got
feature.
Bhagyashri in. Hi, from Mumbai. Hi. Got a diploma in film animation. Nice.
That is so cool.
You
could just play with this for the next hour or so.
Oh no, but I mean the thing is, we can do whatever we want. It's really good.
You know what? I'm just gonna keep it like that.
Good 10 minutes yet.
Yes.
So yeah, we can play and play and play.
Amazing. Oh, the cute little goat. Aw.
That's lovely.
So cute. And now it's suddenly. Oh, I gotta. What's up with the filter mask over there?
Oh, it's the mask on
right,
just at the top. Yeah.
That looks awesome. I'm gonna turn.
It's kind of like clouds. That's what I'm saying. It's almost like, and now it's become water.
Yeah, that's awesome. What's it gonna look like when I? Yeah, because I chose this image.
You can pull down more images as well. The images that are underneath. All you need to do is click on the little. If you go all the way down, it says download all. There you go, and it'll bring all of those in.
I don't trust
just small JPEGs.
I don't trust German internet connections, but I'm excited. Our internet is known to be very slow and very awful.
Oh no, but it's doing it.
It's trying its best.
It's doing well.
It's trying its best.
It's doing well. Cherry's saying baby goats are fabulous. Baby goats are fabulous.
So cute.
Yes.
Yeah, there are these outside museums in Germany where they kind of show old historical houses and farms and all of that. And one time we went to one of these and there were goats and they were so cute. They were baby goats, tiny white little baby goats. So cute.
Yeah, so Sarah, by the way, is suffering from a German internet connection herself. She's identifying with that. So my wife and I, we normally go to Germany every Christmas because my wife loves Christmas markets. And of course, Germany is the place for Christmas markets. And I'm sorry, Switzerland, we've been to Switzerland and tried your Christmas markets. Germany's the place for Christmas markets. Even though the Swiss one's really nice for us, Germany. But no, we haven't been able to go for 2 years. It's very sad. That mask is still acting up on there. That mask is still on, but you don't need to worry about it. You just know that when you get out there, you can disable that mask.
Yeah, it worked when I disabled it, but I just wanted to try how it's gonna look like with all of these paintings. It's so cool how that's like possible with the click of a mouse.
Mad, isn't it?
That's awesome.
And the fact that you can change the strength underneath it. So if you want to back it away a little bit, you can have a bit more of the original image preserved. You can do all of that. Change the opacity as you're doing now. All of those different variables you've got to play with. Sarah's also saying at a petting zoo in Germany, a baby goat climbed into my mother's car and ate money bills out of her wallet. Oh man.
Naughty little goat.
And Cherry Blossom saying about goats pogoing randomly. They totally do.
Now I have this weird looking goat with the neural filters. That's so cool.
Oh, and you could then try blending the neural filters using your new trick.
Yes, of course I can.
So you could just go messing around with that and seeing what the results like. It's just so much fun.
That's so much fun. I'm having so much fun right now.
It's good.
This is awesome.
Yeah, so dialing it down, which is people used to do that by using fade on a filter, but that was a permanent destructive effect.
Right.
But now,
that's
of course,
cool.
yeah.
Now I'm just gonna see what happens.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Cool. Yeah.
You could get the goat like a third eye up there or something.
Yeah.
Huh. What if I did that?
It's very oh man, I can't think of the name. Oh, it'll come to me in a moment. No, I like it. Getting some colour in there.
Yes.
Euros are tasty.
Yeah.
When I'm eating a currency, my preferred currency is the euro.
Nothing hits quite like the euro.
Well, no, tried some of those other ones. Dollars are a bit samey.
Yeah, I don't like them. Nothing tastes quite as nice as a good old euro.
Yep.
Nice snack for, like in between.
Swiss money's very plastic. Australian dollars are very plastic. Mind you, British pounds are very plastic these days.
Yeah, nothing is quite like a good old euro.
It's the most snacky of the currencies available.
Definitely. It's so funny because we have like these little chocolate candies that kids sometimes get, and they are also sold in like this like money currency shape. Like you can literally like eat a euro, but it's chocolate. That's amazing.
Tim has heard that is this one of Tim's jokes? Oh man, it is one of Tim's jokes. So there's a currency related toilet joke in the chat if you want. Now, if you can't see the chat, or if you're saying I'm not seeing that in the chat, that's probably because you watched on YouTube. Oh, you get to see all the visual stuff, but you don't get the chat. Next time, come along and join us on behance.net/Adobe Live. That's where you get involved in this chat, which is where it's all going on.
Yes.
It is.
Having fun with goats and neural filters.
We're having a blast. Yeah.
We're having a blast.
Totally.
Okay, so I'm gonna disable that.
So what are we? We're about 5 minutes out, I think now. 6 minutes out. We've got a little bit of extra time if we need it as well. So I am going to remember Tim's joke though, because that's quite funny. I'll save that for Christmas.
Yeah, Tim's jokes. Ooh.
Sandrine had a goat when she was little. Oh,
cute.
Nice. Sandrine likes chocolate coins. I know, chocolate coins, they're okay, Sandrine, but like a chocolate bill? Come on.
Did I just close Photoshop?
Or did
Photoshop just crashed live on stream.
Oh, there's a lot going on.
Ah.
That document's not saved. It is recovered. But, you got it recovered. So, hey-ho, that's not bad.
Jesus Christ. But, I mean, I kind of like the image here as well. I had like half a panic attack just now.
It's all good.
God. Okay.
Oh, come on. It's a chat between friends. There's no need for panicking here. We're all good.
All good. Yeah, no, but it would have been a bummer because I kind of like how this came out. And like these. That's so cool. Like the neural filters. That is so cool. But okay, we have that. I'm probably just gonna save that. Should have done that earlier. Come on, into the desktop you go.
Yes.
Okay, we have like cute little goats. They definitely do not want to eat your children if they're naughty.
Give them coal.
Yeah, give them a coal. You know.
Yeah.
Very nice.
No, a piece of coal. That's what we tell them here. They get a piece of coal from that. I've got to tell you, same as I told Maddie on Monday. Do you know that in Iceland, they don't have like one Santa Claus? They have, I think it's a dozen, and they're called the Yule lads. And they've got a couple that are very Krampus-like in there. You might want to check them out. They're cool.
Gotta look into that.
They just look like elves. They don't look like goats. Well, they've got goaty beards.
Oh man, I like them. I like them when they look like goats. Honestly.
Yes.
Right, adding some type in here. Some nice
13 Yule lads. Thank you very much, Oliver, for chipping in there. Der Krampus kommt.
Yes, der Krampus kommt. Hide your children. Yeah, I really don't know what's up with like Germany, especially like southern Germany, because there are like these festive traditions and all of that, and some of them are like really, really sinister.
So I think that's where I think Melanie Divide comes from, southern Germany, doesn't she?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Right.
Get me.
Right.
It's being German then, everyone. Like, yeah.
You know, that's so funny because people think I can speak like a dialect because I have a southern German last name, but I'm like, I come from the West. I don't have a dialect. Yeah, all because my great grandfather decided to move to Western Germany instead of staying in Bavaria back then.
Aha.
The reason I don't have an accent, dialect, I mean.
Yes.
Yes. So. But I do, because we're almost at the finishing line now.
We are. So it's time for me to remind everybody about our festive challenge, which is just going to pop up on the screen again for you now to help me out, because we have our festive challenge to tell your festive story in a creative project. Now, you can go along and join our Discord, which you should do anyway. It's a good thing to do. Chat day and night. Pop your entry into the submissions part of our Discord by 23:59. Okay, being very specific, UK time, okay, on the 15th of December, okay, and then you'll be able to see the show on the 17th with Sophia and Emma as they pick a winner, who will get an amazing Stream Team hoodie designed by the incredible Karina Lindmeyer, Ms. Lindmeyer, and also a year's Creative Cloud. Dun, dun, dun. Epic. And if you don't want to do it via Discord, then you can just let us have a URL or a link to a Behance project. But again, same thing applies there. 23:59 on the 17th. And we're now returned to our normal programming with Caroline Dietl, who's been with us.
Yes.
We've been having a blast today. Loads of fun.
Lots of fun.
Yes.
Yes.
People actually enjoying that as well in the chat.
Lovely.
So, yes. Oh, Oliver was watching a Netflix cartoon called Hilda. Lol.
That is cute. I watched that.
I'll tell you what I love, and Julia hooked me up with this, the film Klaus. You seen that movie? Animated movie, Klaus.
We did, yeah.
Oh, good. So good. I had a book of it somewhere. Oh no, it'll be over on the other side. But yeah, if Krampus is coming, do the parents really want to hide those naughty kids? Of course they do.
Hide your kids.
Yes.
Or make sure they're not naughty.
Mm.
Or else, a little goat is gonna have a very nice snack for Christmas.
Mm. There you go.
Yeah, there we have it. 3 artboards, 1 crash. It's all fine. It's all good.
It's all good. Well,
Photoshop is good. So
right, and a creative clause. Oh, fantastic. Oh, Klaus. Yeah, Julia loves Klaus so much. She's got the art book right next to her. Fantastic. Arthur Christmas, lovely too. Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's been fab. I'm so glad I got to do today with you, Caroline. It's been great. Loved it.
I also loved it. I had a lot of fun and even learned a few things. That's awesome.
It's what the whole thing is about, is us sharing stuff together. It's really good. Love these. Been fantastic, everybody seeing you. On Friday, it's Joe and the Tim Say, where they're doing some photography and Lightroom magic in there. So don't miss that on Friday at lunchtime. But for now, from Caroline and myself, it's cheerio. So if you've got any last words for everybody, Caroline, now's your chance.
Yeah, honestly, I was really happy to be back for the probably last time this year. I have a lot of fun doing these streams. So yeah, huge thanks to everyone who watches, and thanks to the Adobe team for having me. Really grateful, really happy.
No, it's really good. And hopefully we'll see you again before too long. Fantastic. Yes. Thanks, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Have a good rest of your week. Join us on Friday. Joe and Tim, get your entry in to our festive challenge. Okay. Toodaloo.
Bye-bye.